At the beginning of the story, we see a cabin near a lake, surrounded by dense forest. Everything inside is scattered around, as if a major tragedy had taken place there. On the other hand, we're introduced to a family, Laura, her husband, and their 2 daughters, who are getting ready to go on vacation. Laura's older daughter, Kayla, is reading a book when her younger sister suddenly shows up and scares her with a zombie doll. Laura is very excited because she's finally going to spend some time with her whole family at the lake house. But then she gets upset when her husband tells her he has some urgent work and says, "You go ahead with the girls. I'll join you soon." Laura has no other choice, so she takes a long drive with her 2 daughters and finally reaches the remote area where the lake house is located. Outside the lake house, there's a gate. Laura tries to open it, but it won't budge. Just then, a man named Owen, who lives nearby, shows up and helps her open the gate. He tells Laura that many families used to come here before, but no one visits anymore because a family mysteriously disappeared from this area a few years ago. Since then, people have avoided the place. "But don't worry," he adds. "I live nearby. If you need anything, just let me know." He then asks Laura if she's here only with her daughters. Laura replies, "No, my husband will be joining us soon." After that, Owen leaves, and Laura enters the beautiful lake house with her daughters. Her daughters are thrilled to be there. A little while later, Laura gets a call from her husband. He tells her that his work is done and that he'll be there soon. He's also bought a music box for his daughters. While Laura's daughters are playing outside, they notice a red string on the ground. Out of curiosity, they follow it into the woods and find a tree with the name John carved on it. Meanwhile, Laura looks out the window and realizes she can't see her daughters anywhere, which makes her panic, because this whole area is completely deserted. And now, Laura hears a sound that scares her, but it turns out to be her daughters, who have returned home. Laura's older daughter, Kayla, brings something back from the woods. She hides it in a drawer so her mom won't see it. Laura asks her, "What's that?" Kayla replies, "It's a gift for Dad." Night falls. Laura tells her daughters a bedtime story, but her younger daughter, Maddie, doesn't feel well and seems uneasy. That's why Laura puts both of them to bed. Just then, the landline phone rings. It's her husband calling. He asks, "Why aren't you answering your phone?" Laura says, "It's in the car." Her husband replies, "I'll be home soon." Suddenly, Laura hears the sound of branches snapping outside. She realizes someone might be out there watching her, but she ignores it, goes inside the house, and turns off the lights. A little later, Kayla comes to her and says that Maddie isn't feeling well. Laura rushes to check on her. Maddie complains about pain in her throat, and then a small piece of ribbon comes out of her mouth with the word "hello" written on it. Shocked, Laura checks the drawer where Kayla had hidden something. Inside, she finds a cupcake. Laura asks her, "Where did this come from?" Kayla explains, "This morning, we followed a red string into the woods, and there we found 2 cupcakes. Maddie ate one, and I brought the other for Dad." Laura inspects the cupcake. Inside it, there's another small ribbon, this one with "goodbye" written on it. That means someone nearby is watching them. Laura had sensed it before, and now she wants to call 911, but the landline isn't working anymore. Then she hears footsteps upstairs. Terrified, Laura hides inside the house with her daughters. Her cell phone is still in the car. She knows there's danger around, so she decides to take her daughters and drive away. She grabs a knife from the kitchen and heads toward the car. Just as she reaches it, someone throws a rock at the car and starts laughing loudly. Laura and her 2 daughters get extremely scared, but Laura doesn't lose courage. Somehow, she manages to get both her daughters to the car, but before she can start it and drive away, she realizes that someone has already removed the tires from her car. So, Laura has no choice but to take her daughters back inside the house. They're all terrified, and on top of that, Laura is worried about her younger daughter, Maddie, who isn't feeling well after eating the cupcake. Just then, Laura senses that someone might be outside. When she looks out the window, she sees a man wearing a hoodie waving at her. She immediately realizes he's the same person who's been tormenting them. Laura quickly takes both her daughters upstairs. Meanwhile, the scene shifts to Laura's husband, who has just reached the gate. The same gate that Laura's neighbor helped her open that morning. But now, the gate is locked again. He tries to open it but doesn't know how. He notices the words, "Follow me," written there, along with the same red string that Laura's daughters had seen earlier that morning. He calls Laura, but the ringtone from her phone seems to be coming from somewhere nearby. Following the red string, he ends up at the same spot where his daughters had found the cupcakes earlier. There, he sees a group of people having a tea party, but as he moves closer, he realizes they're all mannequins. Behind him, we see a masked figure holding an axe, slowly approaching Laura's husband. Back at the house, Laura is panicking when someone knocks on the door. Then, she hears her husband's voice. Relieved and overjoyed, she carefully opens the door. But as soon as she looks outside, her blood runs cold. It's not her husband standing there, but a recorder playing his voice. Actually, when he was calling out to his family in the forest, that masked man had recorded Laura's husband's voice. Laura realizes that her husband is in danger, but before she can do anything, a body falls from above. It's her husband's. The masked man has killed him. Laura is shattered. She quickly runs inside the house and hides her daughters. Just then, the lights go out. Laura realizes that if she doesn't escape with her daughters right now, that masked man will kill them all. Gathering her courage, she grabs a flashlight and steps outside. That's when she sees some strange figures in front of her. Then, someone throws eggs at the masked man to distract him, and in fear, they all rush back inside. Suddenly, someone throws Laura's younger daughter's zombie doll into the house. Everyone is terrified. Laura doesn't know what to do. If they go outside, the masked man will kill them. She remembers her husband's car is parked nearby. No matter what, she has to reach that car to escape with her daughters. Laura hides both her daughters inside a closet and goes to get the car keys, which she knows are in her husband's clothes. Trembling with fear, she moves ahead, finds the keys, and comes back. Suddenly, she hears a noise outside. It's her neighbor, the same one who helped her in the morning. Laura shouts out to him, but before he can come inside to help, the masked man appears and kills him. Now, Laura is trapped inside the house with her daughters. Then she notices a sketchbook with paintings that clearly show the masked man killing Laura and her two daughters. Determined to save them, Laura decides to go outside and bring the car around. But before she can do that, the masked man enters the house, grabs Laura right in front of her daughters, and takes her away. Both girls are left alone inside the house, terrified, still unaware that their father has already been killed. And just then, they hear the sound of music coming from outside, the same tune their father used to play for them. Both of them go outside, where they see their father's car shaking. When they open the trunk, they find their mother, Laura, tied up and locked inside by the masked man. Her face is also wrapped with the same red thread. But before they can free her, that masked man appears and tries to attack them. Kayla and Maddie quickly run inside the house and hide under the bed. The masked man comes in and starts searching for them, but he can't find them anywhere. Then, he sits right on top of the same bed under which Kayla and Maddie are hiding. He says, "My name is John. Years ago, my family brought me here. They all left, but they abandoned me in this forest because they thought my mental condition wasn't stable. Since then, whenever someone comes to this lake house, I play games with them." After saying this, he suddenly lifts the bed and finds the two girls hiding. He knocks them unconscious and takes them with him. A few hours pass, and it's morning now. The masked man has tied up Laura's two daughters, with the same red thread around their faces as Laura had. He's about to kill both of them. He thinks Laura is dead, because when he checked on her earlier, she was unconscious. As he moves toward one of Laura's daughters to kill her, he suddenly hears music coming from the car. When he goes near it, he sees that Laura is no longer in the trunk. Instead, the same music box that Laura's husband had brought for their daughters is playing. Before the masked man can make sense of it, Laura attacks him from behind. He blocks her strike and fights back. A violent struggle begins between them. But Laura has only one thing on her mind: to save her daughters. She eventually kills the masked man. After that, she rushes to her daughters, unties them, and takes them back to the car. The three of them drive away from the house. As they're leaving, Kayla looks back and sees that the masked man, John's body, has disappeared, which means he's still alive. And whoever dares to return to that lake house again, he'll play the same deadly game with them. With this, the story ends here. Let me know your thoughts. Also subscribe to this channel for more stories like this.